I felt like I needed to say this now because it's in my thought and I don't want to forget. The last few days I've been having a lot of anger and a lot of resentment. And I know part of it's because I've neglected me as myself and my spirituality, my Bible reading, my time with God. I've been concentrating so much on getting this mission accomplished, this Guatemalan mission, that I forgot me and God. And it's a lesson that I know that I need to learn on my own. But it's a lesson I feel that people need to learn too, that when you forget God and you forget the time to spend time with God, that sometimes we forget what the focus is about. This last week I had the opportunity to share a special message that I felt was an appeal for people to come and help our mission and to help raise the money. But at the same time, something was going on that I felt that was inappropriate, rudeness, disrespect to me. Like my voice had to be silenced of the message that needed to be given. And a couple of days later, I was approached about it and told that they were going to go to a totally different direction. Like I wasn't needed. Like my message wasn't important. Like my voice had to be silenced. And it angered me. It angered me big time. And then I was just listening to Joy FM, and they were talking about a young boy who they didn't want him to be forgotten. He passed away a year ago. And I thought of all the times I've tried to remember Timothy, to make his name remembered, and how people continue to find a way to silence me, even on Timothy. You know, when you don't talk about your child who's died, when you don't bring out his name, and especially when others don't, then he is forgotten. And it is my job as his mother, who spent the last 15 years of one-on-one taking care of him, that he cannot be forgotten of what he was about and what he was trying to do, and why God used him as a tool to leave a message for us. And when we silence his name, when we silence his message, and when we silence me as his mother, and the message that needs to go out, then you will have the tendency of wanting to forget a most important young man who was trying to give a message about, not only about the disease and the caregiving and what it took to keep him alive and what he represented, then you're forgetting what he is about and what I'm about. And there may be many out there who may want to try to silence me and my message about God's love, and while we need to go out and share about God's love and what he's about, to help the homeless, to help the sick, to help the dying, to help the parents who care for those who are sick, to help the mission to share Jesus' love, and to appeal people to come and be a missionary. And then today, Pope Francis spoke about this to Congress. And he said how we need to do unto others as you do unto him, Jesus. And I was like, this was what I've been trying to say all along. And I don't understand why people are trying to silence me. Why are you trying to push me out and push me away? And yes, I do see a therapist, and yes, I do go to group therapy, but like I said to them, I feel like there's a time I need to just hide and not talk anymore and not say anything. But if I do that, that means my voice is being silenced. And that means those who are trying to silence me are wins. And I don't want that to happen. And it should not happen. So for those who go to this church that desperately tries to silence me and what my mission has always been about, and about talking about Timothy. You may push hard to silence me, but I'm telling you right now, God won't silence me. God approves me. God's using me. And I will not let the enemy win. I will not let the enemy win. So I don't care who you are, whether you're family, friends, church members, mission, anybody who's trying to silence me, and my goal of my mission, and to appeal people to not only to come to God, but to volunteer their time for missions, to give for the missions, and to give for those that are in memory of Timothy, in memory of the boys who have died, in memory of the children who have died. You may try to silence me, but I won't, because I believe God is using me. And as long as I have that belief, and as long as I have His Spirit, and as long as I have His approval, I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to say what I have to say. I don't need your approval. I don't need your acceptance. I only need God's. And as long as I am on God's right hand, I'm not God, I'm not Jesus, but I'm His disciple. I'm His follower. And He uses all of us to send out His message. That's our job. To do what He wants us to do. To follow Him. To speak for Him. To be His light. To sow seeds. We must do this. Because this is what God wants us to do. So work hard as you want as the enemy to silence me. I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to let anyone. Because the gospel needs to be shared. The gospel of Jesus. And I don't care who we are, or where we come from, or what our experiences are. But Jesus gave us all, has helped us through everything that we have dealt with in our lives. All our experiences is part of the chapters and journeys. And He wants us to use that as a tool to help others. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what these video snips are about. To share the love of Jesus. To follow Him. To be prepared for Him. And my heart are my ears and my eyes. And it's going to do what it needs to be done. Whether you believe or not. I do.